I'm Cape Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly, daily, all the time, anytime comic book show where I give you your fix of everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we are taking a closer look at Invincible Iron Man issue number 594. With Tony Stark's comatose body missing, the hunt is on to find him. Let's hop on in together and find out what happens next, shall we? So, this comic picks up only a few minutes after the end of the previous issue. Riri, Mary Jane, and Tony's mom are on the hunt for Dr. Doom, hoping that somehow he could help them locate Tony's missing body. Again, it's still just as strange as it was in the previous issue that these heroes don't think to go to, oh, I don't know, maybe the Avengers for help on this one. The trio doesn't make it very far, however, as they get stopped up by, oh my god, it's David Bond, aka Hijack, one of the forgettable mutants that Brian Michael Bendis created for his forgettable, uncanny X-Men run. Bond, in case you didn't know, goes by the mutant codename Hijack. What's his power? Well, he can psychically manipulate, aka steal, any vehicle. I'm not making any of that up either. That was kind of uncomfortable back when they were trying to make him a hero. Now he's gone full mercenary and is working for the Stark Industries board of directors. You see, the evil suits are trying to take over Tony's company, and step one is kicking these three off company property because, you see, get this, Tony never actually put Mary Jane, Riri, or his mom's employment in paper, which seems incredibly absent-minded and yet not totally out of character for Tony. It just unfortunately also means that the bad guys in this story are technically in the right when we want to break it down legally. Hijack uses his powers to take over a series of attack vehicles. Ironheart leads them on a wild goose chase all over the city, but in the end we're quickly reminded why Hijack never made much of an impact, and that is because Mary Jane maces him and Tony's mom punches him in the face. And in case you're wondering, this story is probably the coolest Hijack has ever actually been portrayed. Getting pepper sprayed by a failed club owner and getting cold cocked by an old lady. But hey, this is only half the story, by which I mean that absolutely literally. Where's Dr. Doom, the infamous Iron Man, while all of this is going on? Well, over in his side of the story, which is drawn in a completely different art style, he's still trying to track down all the super criminals who broke out of Stryker's Island. He zeroes in on Camestro, a D-lister who he hopes he can pump for information about the whereabouts of the others. Only as we discover, Wrecker of the Wrecking Crew, the one who actually masterminded this whole scheme, knew that Dr. Doom would do that and as such laid in wait to ambush him. What's crazy is that while Iron Doom could easily take out any of these D-listers one-on-one, all of them working together and using their unique powers to counteract Dr. Doom's own abilities actually allow them to get the upper hand. Things take an even weirder turn when the D-listers manage to knock Dr. Doom's face mask off, revealing that, hey, he's not all gross under there like we were all led to believe he was. He's not some Eternal, he's not some god amongst men, he's just a penny-ante dictator with his own country. In fact, that's when the Wrecker gets an idea, an awful idea. If Dr. Doom is here, that must mean there's no one guarding Latveria right now, and if they can take over that place, well, then all the D-list Marvel villains will have a country to call their own. You know, Wrecker's dumb and he probably hasn't thought this through, but have you seen Latveria recently? It's not exactly the #1 vacation destination. As the comic winds down, Riri, Tony's mom, and MJ decide to take their revenge on the board for trying to oust them. Being an ex-SHIELD agent and ex-rock star, Tony's mom has a way of handling these things, mainly a favored guitar that she used to crack the tooth of Keith Moon, and as such she decides to beat the crap out of the Weasley head of the board for trying to take things over. And to think if he had just called the police or security to escort them off the premises instead of, oh, I don't know, hire a superpowered mercenary, he wouldn't be in this situation right now. Now, as the story winds down, we once again return to that retro piece of Iron Man armor with that unknown individual inside it. Maybe it's Tony, maybe it's not, I don't know, we'll have to check back next time to find out. So that was Invincible Iron Man 594, everybody, and ultimately at the end of the day, it was fine. There's a lot of inconsistencies that certainly drag it down, but perhaps the most annoying thing in my mind is how the Ironheart and infamous Iron Man stories really aren't gelling together like I thought they would. It really does feel like we have two separate stories going on at the same time. Kind of like infamous Iron Man was supposed to go on for one more volume, but they thought, hey, let's just fold the books together and see how that goes. There's nothing inherently wrong with either story, it just feels like they both undercut each other's momentum. I hope we can get a satisfying conclusion for
Riri and Doom because we all just know that Tony is coming back because the status quo must always be maintained in comics regardless. Overall, I'd give this one a 7. So that's Invincible Iron Man, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, why not check out some of these other videos I've been working on. That you can follow me on Twitter at CapeJoel, so you're always up to date on what I'm doing next. Also, if you like what I do and are feeling in a supportive mood, why not check me out on Patreon. Patrons get exclusive access to videos and content before anyone else, and they can do so for as little as $1 a month. Check the link down in the description for more info. And until next time, everyone, this has been CapeJoel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again later. Bye-bye.